If I could have your attention, please. We are now joined by Kasey Kahne here in the Media Center, driver of the number 5 Farmers Insurance Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. Kasey, obviously a huge win for you here last fall to get into the chase. 3 total wins here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Just talk a little bit about your outlook here for this weekend.
Yeah, I'd say just a really, great racetrack. Really enjoy racing at this place with the just the surface and the speeds. The track's rough. You can move from top to bottom. Always been one of my favorite racetracks, and coming off last year's win, that was a huge win for our team, and to make the chase, get us into there and things. So it was it's a neat track. Glad we're here. The weather's great so far. Hopefully it stays away on Sunday, and we have a really good show. But yesterday went pretty good. Our first kind of test with this new package. And I felt really good about it. I thought the Hendrick cars were fast, and our car, the 5, was, we hit on some things and we're fast at times and not so good at others. But it was a nice learning day for us.
If you have a question for Kasey, please raise your hand and we will get a microphone to you. We'll start here in the back.
Mark Garrow, PRN. Kasey, can you talk about the race in the fall? As I was listening back at the race last night, I mean, you're 14th with 60 laps to go, and nobody had talked about you. Nobody had given you really a second thought. Can you talk about what happened and how you felt taking the lead so late and coming on as strong as you did at the end of the race?
Yeah, it was really an interesting race for us. We, started I think around 10th, and it went green, and it was early on in the race we drove to the front, then drove to the back, then drove to the front. Did it about 3 times throughout the race. So we had speed at times, and then we would lose it, real bad. And at the end, we were back there ways and just started coming forward. And then the final 2 restarts were really key for us. I got the lead and was holding it. Then they had the restart at the end, and a couple of them, and we're just able to get good restarts, good drive up through the gears, and get by Kenseth getting in turn 3. So it was close, but we had a great car throughout the race at different times, and then not very good car at times. So just keeping up with it was key. This place changes a good bit, and we hit it right at the end when it counted.
Over here on the far right, if you could state your name and affiliation, please.
Kasey, Doug Turnbull, WSB Radio. First time really on the track, right, with new crew chief Keith Rodden. I know you said the session was kind of up and down yesterday, but how's it been like trying to transfer feedback to him?
It's been really good. When you're testing, you can try a few more things. At the same time, we were just trying to be prepared for today and for the weekend, so we weren't able to test a lot of things, but we were able to run through a fair bit of stuff, and working with Keith's been great. I think it'll only get better as we go, but it started off basically where it ended when he was my engineer. We started working, I think the first time he was my engineer was 2004, 3 or 4, somewhere in there, 4. And in the Xfinity Series, and we've kind of been on and off together ever since then. So it was, it felt really good at Daytona, the test, and now this weekend, the rest of the weekend I think will go great. But I think there's a lot more to it than just the communication side. It's kind of the preparation at the shop throughout the winter, the guys, how they look at things, and how our cars are built. And he's done a really great job with all that stuff.
Any other questions right here in the middle?
Steve Hummer with the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Kasey, do you think that your opinion of how much you like this place, is it, from what you're talking to other drivers, is it pretty well shared throughout the garage? And unrelated to that question is, what kind of adjustment do you make after the long stay in Daytona to getting squared away for this place?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, a lot of the drivers really enjoy Atlanta. I don't see how they couldn't, because I feel like it's definitely one of my favorites, if not my favorite, since I came into the Cup Series, since I came into stock car racing and got to come here for the first time. So I would say there's a lot of people that really enjoy this place. And yeah, Daytona is just the race there, the practices, the qualifying, everything about Daytona, a week and a half of being down there is different than Atlanta. So it's nice to get to this place, and get here and prepare and kind of see where our speed's at, see where we stack up to the field. I think a lot of this weekend, next weekend in Vegas and Phoenix, and understand where we're at and the things that we need to work on from that point.
Okay, over here on the right.
Kasey, winning the race here in the fall, next to last race, it gets you in the chase at the 11th hour. How nice would it be to win the second race of the year and then just have basically a nice easy cruise into the chase?
Yeah, I mean, that would be a lot better, a lot less stress. But it is what it is, and we'll take it any way that we can. We want to make the chase, but we have goals this year of winning more races and running up front more often, being up front in practice, winning poles, doing things that we didn't do last year, and it all starts this weekend. So yeah, it'd be great to come off with a win right away and be locked into the chase, and then just go from there and try to win many more throughout.
Question from Bob.
Bob Hawkers, ESPN. Where's your track bar adjuster located? As far as where's the switch located, and have you played with it much?
So yeah, I've kind of noticed guys, everybody's putting them in different spots. Whatever works best for them. Every time I reach for mine, I miss it. Takes me about half the straightaway to find it. Mine's off my right. Basically, I have mine about right here, Bob. It just sits on the right side of my knee brace there, leg brace, and it's just push it forward, it goes up, pull it back, it goes down. It's pretty easy. I don't know, just kind of put my finger on it and hold it for a little over a second or so. Maybe it'll move a couple tenths, somewhere in there, quarter inch or so. So it's pretty quick. You can move it a good bit down a straightaway. And I messed with it yesterday a little bit. I don't know if it helped or hurt. There's times I thought it helped, and there's times I definitely know it hurts. So we'll just have to keep learning more about it. I think it's going to change from race to race too, and track to track. Your setups as they change, that'll also probably make the track bar either more sensitive or less sensitive. So it can be good, and then I think there'll be places where you won't even touch it, you won't even think about it.
Question here in the front.
Jay Pennell with Fox Sports. Seems like last year the Gibbs guys were among the fastest on pit road week in and week out. What have you seen you guys do in the shop and last week on pit road to try and close that gap and keep speeding up pit stops? I mean, we're at 11-second stops now. I mean, but you always want to get faster.
Yeah, I mean, the pit stops are so crucial and key in running well, having a great race. The pit stop's a big part of that, and the pit crew and the team and how they, their speed, but also, no mistakes and being consistent. I'd rather have a consistent team that maybe wasn't quite the fastest, but was consistent, and we always knew where we were going to end up. I think that means a lot more throughout a season. So we've worked hard on that. The guys have, HMS has always worked hard on having the best pit crew, but Gibbs was the best last year. I agree with you on that, and that's something that we've worked pretty hard on over the off season. The guys have, and it's not just about the team, it's about the coach, the pit crew coach, and then it's about the just everything as things improve, from the guns to, there's a little bit of everything getting worked on these days to compete, and I think we got a little bit behind in a few areas, so we're working to catch up. Probably be hopefully better now, and as the season goes, we'll even get closer and closer and eventually be the best.
Any other questions for Kasey? All right. Thanks so much for your time
All right.
today, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you, guys.